Welcome to another interview for the Women's Symposium, which will be in the spring of 2015. Today I have with me once again the wonderful Lauri Cox, who is one of our facilitators at the last symposium. And we all had so much fun with her, and all the women at the symposium so enjoyed her class that we're doing it again. So, hi Lauri, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Suzanne?
I am great. So you do so many things. So tell us all about your work. You do so many things with women. You have all these things happening. So please describe your world for us.
Oh, my world. Well, I am an artist, and so I create mixed media work. But what I have done with that is actually I've delved in. It has led me. It has guided me through this world of I call it guiding. Some may call it coaching. I'm more comfortable with being a guide with women who are seeking. Really, I work with women who are on the beginning stages of their journey. So what that might look like is they are women who are, fresh out of whatever stage in their life that they've gone through in their past, of all ages, from 18 to over 60 years old. And what that can look like is sometimes maybe their children have just left the house, maybe they're seeking some type of connection with their creativity. Perhaps it could be that they're ready to delve into the world of intuitive healing or using their healing gifts. They have gifts maybe they haven't shared with the world, or coming out as artists. Just so many different reasons why I do the work that I do. And so I call it essence immersion, essence immersion. And so essence is really the truth of who you are. So in the beginning stages of this journey, the work is to really help them to see what the truth of their essence is. And so we do some really beautiful, graceful, compassionate kind of breaking down, putting the illusions aside, breaking down maybe some old beliefs that were created from, our childhood that really aren't our truth, and ideas about who we are that are not self-supporting. And so probably the biggest things that I do, I have my Essence Immersion Tribe, which is a global event. And so women between about 50 to 75 twice a year, we gather in an online format. And we go through this 8-week journey. And from there, I offer retreats to women who have gone through the tribe, and I open up my offerings to do life and healing kind of work with the women who have gone through the journey with me. So it's kind of an inner circle kind of thing. And because there's so much work that is done, by the time they're ready for the big work, it's already been broke down for them. And then along with that, I do creative workshops in my studio, and I host a lot of gatherings, and I'm just doing my work every day. Just is bliss. It's absolute joy.
Well, it was wonderful to have you at the last symposium, because not only were you teaching and being a facilitator, but you also had a lot of your art and your beautiful things. I mean, and so the women got to go by, and you were also there as a vendor, and it was incredible to see the diversity that you just naturally carry forward. And in the Wild Women Symposium, I love you as a representative, because you show the depth of the feminine and all of the fullness that you can actually express in life. And you do it in such a graceful way, but also in such a powerful way that is very grounded, and you're very clear about yourself, and you're very loving, and you're very generous with your spirit. And so you are this wonderful representative of the Wild Women Symposium envelope. And so we're really happy to have you back, and you are going to be teaching a class on Immersing Into Essence again.
Correct. Yeah.
So you want to talk about it?
Okay. Well, so immersing into essence, again, is kind of the theme of what I do. Your essence is the truth of who you are on a soul level. And so we're going to have really fun. I've got a 90-minute, class, and I'm so excited because I have so much wisdom of my own and awareness that I love to share. So part of that is doing this breath work that I use and I teach all my clients and my tribes, of a breath that we secrete naturally in our body, that allows us to really tap into our essence and embody the idea of ease and flow. Most women are really operating from a space of adrenaline, which is fight, flight, and freeze, which is also a very masculine energy. And adrenaline is actually our survival hormone, and it serves a great purpose when you're skydiving and when you're in danger, and when you're running from cougars and things like that. But as a woman, to really operate from a state of essence and femininity, adrenaline is not self-serving, and so, but it's a very addictive hormone. I know that myself, when I worked in the corporate world, very addicted to adrenaline. Give me a deadline, and I got a rush from it. And I really had to wean myself off after I left the corporate world and started doing this work. I don't want to operate from adrenaline from a day-to-day basis. And so I learned this other type of breath work that will help, that really helps you to embody that feminine state and be able to operate. So it's kind of a preventative breath. So it's a breath that you use before things hit the fan, before the kids come home from school, before the argument happens, so that you can operate and flow. And then aside from that, I'm really feeling called, because I'm seeing this coming up over and over and over again, is this idea of speaking our truth, and how speaking our truth. And the truth about speaking our truth is our truth doesn't always have to be about the crap. Okay, the truth doesn't always have to be like, I'm not going to be a victim, you're not going to treat me that way anymore, or I'm not going to stand for this anymore. Speaking our truth is speaking the truth of who we are, and really being able to work through the fears of hiding and being invisible and hiding, and being comfortable, powerful, and courageous enough to say, for myself, I am an amazing artist and I have gifts to teach the world. I'm an amazing guide and teacher and a facilitator of life-shifting, life-lifting, soul-shifting experiences, and I'm very confident in speaking my truth and sharing who I really am. And so but it is also about making sure that people are aware that they're not allowed to treat me that way anymore, and that I do have boundaries with other people, but the boundaries are also for myself. So we're going to talk a little bit about speaking your truth and what that means from a perspective in your life now, as well as maybe out in the world. And again, when we are stepping in the truth of our essence, there's a few things that happen. We're met with loads of fear, we're met with opposition, and self-sabotage. And those three things, ego-based, emotions are going to present themselves, because, ego and those things want to say, are you serious? Are you sure? Are you big enough? Are you smart enough? Are you pretty enough? Are you enough? And, what I see, why so many of the women that I've worked with and see in their past, is that as soon as they claim their truth, they claim what it is they want and desire, and they make these decisions, those things come along. Husband's like, that's going to cost us too much money, or mom, or job, or children. All of a sudden, opposition will come, and anything that can possibly deter you from that goal and that desire is going to show up in your world. And learning what that means from an emotional level, but also how you can ebb through that in a very graceful manner, and pull yourself out of those moments, because when we're in fear and we're allowing ourselves to self-sabotage ourselves, and we're allowing other people to create opposition, what happens is we are met with depression and oppression and smallness, and we're operating from fear. Again, we're aligned with adrenaline because we're operating from there. And so what I want is for all the women who come into my space to feel powerful, to feel heard and seen and connected, and that they have some kind of a purpose, whether that means they make a living from it or whether that means they're in service. But you know, their purpose is always going to be found in service. And so that is what we will talk about.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think in Utah, especially, it's like for women to learn to express their truth in a loving way, and in a powerful way, and to be able to give their feelings a voice is so important, because we have so many beautiful women in Utah that are so gentle-spirited and so loving and soft-spoken. But there's a way you can do that and still be powerful, and that you don't have to lose one to have the other. And I love that your teaching is so good at bringing that into a balance. It's not about, you know, yelling and screaming and being bombastic, of course, and you can see that in your energy and in your presence, which is one of the reasons that we do these videos, because I think the teacher is always embodying the teaching. And when somebody looks at the video and goes, wow, you know, she's beautiful and she's calm and she's loving and she's very direct, and you can feel the confidence in her, I want to be like that, and that makes people want to come to your class. And so it's really wonderful. Now, do you have a website?
Oh yeah, I do. It's lauricox.me. It's LAURICOX.me, and you know, you can just head on over there and friend me on Facebook. I'm an active Facebook user, and I send out emails once or twice a month, depending on what, you know, what my offerings are. And so you can always look into my creative flurries. I'm a continual creative mode, and so I'm always creating something juicy and loving and fun. You know, I like to have fun and create gatherings and connection. So tribe.
Well, we are so happy you are a part of our tribe, and so thank you so much for being part of our Wild Women Symposium. And once again, the symposium is going to be in the spring of 2015, and you can go on the wildwomensymposium.com site, and you can see the Eventbrite link, and you can buy tickets, and you can also go there and see all the beautiful facilitators and the videos of all the teachers that are going to be teaching. And very shortly, we'll be able to have those classes up, and you can actually sign up for the classes ahead of time. So once again, Laurie, thank you so much for being part of our team, and I'm so excited to see you at the symposium.
Me too. It's an honor and a complete pleasure. I cannot wait to be in that again. It was a great time. Thank you.
Thanks. See you later.